Hey, what's up guys, Yankee here, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can enable incognito mode on different cell environments. So I have multiple cell environments in front of me right now. The first one is the ZSH or the G shell. The second one is the bash shell, and finally I have a fish shell. So what do I mean by incognito mode on a shell environment? So kind of like a browser, on incognito mode you are disabling all the history that you are writing on the command line. So let's see how we can do that on each of these shell environments. So we might want to enable incognito mode or disable history temporarily on our shell environment so that we do not leak any secrets. Suppose, how often do you do export and like AWS credentials and paste it right, like binary builders maybe, right? How many times do you do that? So we do not want these kind of credentials to be leaking on our history. So if I do history, all of these things will be leaking on my history page. So as you can see, there is another example of fast CLI login, and I'm using a password called password. Similarly, I can see that on the bash shell as well, and same with ZSH as well. So let's see how we can disable this in all of the shell environments. So first of all, I want to start with the fish shell, and it is the most intuitive way to enable incognito mode. So all I have to do is fish -- private, and now I'm running on a private session. Even fish shows you this message that you are running on a private mode. So whatever I'm doing here, let's say hello world, right? ls cd, whatever command I type on this shell, it's not going to capture any history whatsoever. Currently you are on an incognito mode on a fish shell, but once you exit out of it, there is no history of all the command that you wrote. So I did echo something and it is not here. I did ls and cd, which is not accounted here anymore. So that is the power of private mode on fish shell. So let's move on to bash shell. So on most of the shell environments, there is a concept of history file. So all we have to do is onset hist file, and this will onset writing to the history whenever I write any commands to the bash shell. So if I do ls and cd lf maybe and go back, echo hello world again, and if I try to see the history, it is still there. But kind of like the fish shell, once you restart the terminal session, so I'm going to do exec bash and check out the history, I'm not going to see any of those commands that I recently put in my terminal. So that's pretty neat. Next up, I have G shell, and G shell has one of the most easiest interface to enable incognito mode or disable history, whatever you want to call it. So if I just add space in front of the command and whatever I write, I'm going to write hello world again, and if I do history, then I do not see any trace of it. So kind of like space ls space maybe pwd, right? And if I see the history again, then no trace of the commands that I recently entered here. If this is not working for you, what you can do is go to your ZSH configuration file, so ZSHRC, and in there what you can do is I'm going to put it on the top. So you can do set opt hist ignore space and save it. Okay, and once you save it, it's going to trigger disabling history whenever you put space in front of it. And if you want to disable history altogether, what you can do is go to the ZSHRC file again and use set opt hist no store, right? So once you do that, we are going to restart the configurations, and you should be able to do space echo and whatever you want to do, and there will be no history of whatever you're doing right now. So that's pretty cool. So that is all for this video. I hope you like this short video on how you can disable history on multiple shell environments. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to see more such videos in the future, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll see you on the next one.